Yo, you already know what it is, man. It's your boy Dom Working Man, and look. Now, y'all know I like playing that shot creator role and getting to a bucket, but I also like playing that 3-and-D role as well. And y'all know that most of the time when I'm making these guard builds, I'm sacrificing defense, and I might get bronze badges at most. And when you out there in the wreck, you might be able to get away with that because, of course, you can hide on some plays, and you know you got 4 other teammates that got your back and willing to help you out if you get beat. But even as fun as being an offensive juggernaut can be, after a while, being a defensive liability out there just gets old. And I've slowly been trying to get back into playing some park modes, like getting back on the 3s, the 2s, and maybe even the 1s court. And I'm not saying you can't get away with it, but going out to the park with a non-defensive build, I just don't think it's a good idea. There's way too much space out there, and if anybody's smart, they're just gonna pick on you, abuse you, and you're just gonna make the game way harder than it needs to be for all your teammates. So with this build right here, the main goal was to make a guard build that I could use comfortably across all modes, not be a defensive liability, and still be able to get to a bucket. So I'm gonna get into the builder and break the build down for y'all. Then of course I'm gonna give y'all all the sigs and the jump shot that I'm running. So we're gonna go with a 6'4" point guard, 178 on the weight, and a 6'6" wingspan. Now this build is really designed to be more of a two-way playmaking sharpshooter, so we're not going to be too crazy when it comes to the finishing, but you still want to be able to attack the rim with some kind of confidence, because like I said in my last video, you don't want to put yourself in a box on offense, you don't want to be easy to read, you want to keep the defense guessing. So we're going to go with an 80 driving layup, and at 6'4", we're going to be able to get the Trae Young layup package, and y'all already know, Trae has some of the best scoop layups and floater layup animations in the game, in my opinion, and y'all can see that 80 driving layup is also going to get us float game on silver in tier 2. Now I know the floaters don't seem as overpowered as they were in 2K24, but if you really want to give yourself a boost to your finishing on this build, you can go ahead and use one of your max +1s and get gold float game. Now when it comes to the shooting on the build, like I said, this build is designed to be more of a sharpshooter, more of a 3-and-D catch and shoot type of player. So the emphasis is going to be on the 3 ball, but of course we still got to have that mid-range game going for us because you want to be a threat from all 3 levels, and y'all know how it is when you out there in the wreck and these dudes see you got a high 3 ball at the start of the game. Most of the time, if they're smart, they're not going to give you a lot of room. They're going to play you super high. So you want to be able to take advantage of that, step in, get some easy mid-range pull-ups, some crab middies, and you want to be able to shoot these shots with confidence. So as y'all can see, we're going to go with an 86 midi, a 96 3 ball, and of course, you got to have that 90 free throw. And with that, we get all these shooting badges on Hall of Fame. So this build is not only a catch and shoot threat, but we can also put the ball on the floor and hit shots on the move. Now when it comes to the playmaking on the build, we're going to be solid, but we're not going to be great because like I said, this is really more of a 2-guard build, and our main job is to hit shots and play D, but at the same time as a guard, you want to have some playmaking ability as well. Now when I get my +5s, I might use them in the playmaking category, but for now, as y'all can see, we're going to have an 80 pass accuracy, 86 ball handle, and an 86 speed with ball. Now these aren't the craziest playmaking ratings for a small guard, but I guarantee you they're good enough to get the job done. Whether it's passing, dribbling, I never really feel like I'm at a disadvantage when it comes to playmaking on this build. Now when it comes to the defense on the build, we're not going to be the most elite lockdown defender, but as long as we put in the effort, we're going to be more than capable of getting consistent stops. And y'all can see we're going to have a 90 speed, 90 agility, and that's not only going to have us moving nice on defense, but also on offense if you're running around off the ball, trying to get open, decks in, running off an off-ball screen or something like that. And even though we don't get a movable enforcer, that 60 strength is still going to help us get bumpy out there, along with on-ball menace. And even though we only get a 73 steal on this build, y'all can see that I'm having no problem getting them, man. Like steals on the ball, off the ball, and it feels really reliable and consistent. So I feel like if I'm supposed to get the steal, majority of the time I end up getting them. Now on my original build, I went with the 74 steel because I was thinking about getting the +5s and how I could get silver glove with it as well. But like I said, after playing on the build, I think I'm going to end up putting my +5 in the playmaking. And when you take that 1 point off of steel, you can now get a 70 interior. And y'all know, if you don't have interior defense in this game, bro, you literally don't matter when you're in the paint. It doesn't matter. You're not getting a good contest. You're not getting a stop. So if I could go back and make the build again, I'd sacrifice that silver glove in order to get that 70 interior. But y'all already know, man, to each his own. You can do whatever you want to do with it. But I just think interior defense is way more important this year. But when you go through with the build, you're going to get shades of Scott Skiles, Steph Curry, TJ McConnell. And the build is going to be called a two-way perimeter shot creator. Now, as far as the sigs go, these are what I'm running as of right now. But to be honest, when I'm on this build, I'm not really putting the ball on the floor like that because like I told y'all, this build ain't really designed to be a main ball handler or a primary ball handler or nothing like that. And we only get silver unpluckable, so you want to be careful about how you move with the rock because y'all know everybody's out here with a high-ass steal, and the only defense that people know is spamming the square button or spamming the X button and reaching. But y'all can see I got slippery off-ball max +1 to Hall of Fame right here, and that's really how I get most of my buckets on this build. And a lot of the time, it seems like people get caught up in thinking that the only way to score as a guard is to break the defender down off the dribble. And I said this before, but I'm going to say it again. Playing off ball in 2K, it's literally a skill. Knowing where to be on the court for proper spacing, knowing how to move without the ball, knowing how to use a badge like slippery off ball to your advantage, just learning the mechanics of how to get open without the ball can all be beneficial to your game. And with a build like this with a 90 speed and a 90 agility, you want to find opportunities to put these attributes to use. And we all know there's only a handful of players with 90+ speed on their builds, so majority of the time you're going to be faster than your defender, and that's going to make it real easy to get free for open looks off the ball. Now on this build, y'all can see I'm running the satellite takeover, so I'm getting boosts to my speed, my midi, and my 3-ball. And for the play style that I'm going for with this build, that's literally the perfect takeover. So this is like the ultimate two-way pure sharp kind of build because look, I'm going to be having a 99 speed, a 99 midi, a 99 3-ball, Hall of Fame limitless, and with the D bomber, I'm going to be able to pull from anywhere on the court. So to be quite frank with y'all, it's going to get real dangerous out there on this build. But as always, man, I appreciate all the support. Let me know what y'all think about the build in the comments. And if you ain't following me on Twitter, be sure to give me a follow over there at BeLikeDom. And y'all already know what it is, man. Stay up. Catch y'all in the next one.